Hello and welcome back to Marxisms. I have been gone for a while. I know I made a short recently, but I just been busy doing stuff, taking music lessons and guitar and piano and just enjoying life, enjoying time with my girlfriend, just things like that. Enjoying the beautiful weather here. Hard to believe it's December. It snowed around this time last year, but not this year. It's 78 degrees, but I'm liking it. Anyway, I know we've got some cold weather coming with three Arctic vortexes coming down from the north, all three into the United States. It's going to be cold pretty much everywhere. Anyway, hang on, come here. I want to introduce my new um, producer. Hang on just a sec. Her name is Roisin. This is how it's spelled. All right. I had to get her. She was, away. And here she is. She loves me. That's Roisin right there. That is my new producer. What's her job? Eating the cat food, apparently. Also known as misbehavior. She's great, though. She follows me everywhere. She's my little shadow, and she just kind of hangs out under here on her little bed when I'm doing stuff on the computer. So anyway, please like and subscribe, share. I don't care if you do notifications. I wouldn't. As you know, kind of my shtick. Don't do notifications. Anyway, so let's talk about the Epstein files. Nobody's been talking about that at all lately. Oh yeah, just all the time. So they're redacting them. The FBI is redacting them. They're redacting Trump's name out of them. They've been kind of sloppy about it. I have two different versions of the same post, and they have two different dates on them. Both of them are before Trump was in office, and I don't know when they were redacted. I can't say. I've been looking to try to find out. It doesn't really matter because we know they're redacting them, and they're kind of incriminating anyway. And they've messed up a bunch of times, and they're putting people in there that should have been redacted. They're skipping stuff, but they're definitely redacting Trump's name. We'll see that in just a second here. But one other thing I wanted to talk about is Dean Withers. Anybody know who Dean Withers is? Probably do. He's a guy who, as a really young man, went on to one of those debates against Charlie Kirk, where he debate 20 liberals and whatever, and destroyed Charlie Kirk. It was great, but he was regularly trying to get an actual debate with him. See, when Charlie Kirk goes out and debated at colleges, he controlled the debate. And if he didn't like the way things were going, he was able to interrupt. And then when he was losing the debate, he would always go, define a woman. That was kind of his go-to to try to confuse everybody. He would never pull that with Dean, because Dean would. People have actually tried to pull that on Dean, and Dean is not, has basically shot him down and really described what a woman really is by actual definition. And it just, embarrasses them because they're dumb. But anyway, I'll fix this. Yeah, there we go. So anyway, the TikTok has removed all of his videos, and the reason they removed his videos is because he advocates for homosexual rights and stuff like that, gay rights, and actually TikTok is going after people that are advocating for gay rights. So it's a good idea to boycott TikTok. Why are they doing that? Because the Trump administration is pressuring, bribing, threatening news agencies and various platforms to quell free speech. I mean, that's what Nazis do, and Trump is a Nazi. The Trump regime is a Nazi regime. You can say whatever you want. You could say, I don't know that you don't know the definition of fascism. I've explained that on here and I went through it. And all you have to do is know your history, look it up, and you could see that I was correct. But people still say, oh, see, that's not the definition of it. And it's like, okay, whatever. Some people you just can't convince because the MAGA Nazis have cognitive dissonance and they believe everything their cult leader Trump says. And no matter how ridiculous the lie, no matter how childish the insult or whatever it is, they just, whatever he says is just gospel truth because they're nothing but a bunch of sheep. And that's a fact. Yeah. Go ahead and argue with me. I don't care. So anyway, without further ado, let's talk about the Epstein files. Here's two very different documents of the same. Well, it's two of the same documents that were released on different dates. As you can see, this one was one date, and this was another date. And people are saying, see, ha. Well, yeah, no. All that means is that these were two separate cases. Probably one against Maxwell and one against Epstein himself. The two different ones. I'm not sure. I'd have to look those up. But I vetted that out, and that's what it is. That these were basically released to the courts on two different dates. So they did a sloppy job on this one, and as you'll see, Trump's in it, and he's redacted on this one. Not sure when these redactions took place, but let's go over this. Several girls at one time. It starts off. I don't know what was on the other page. I just was looking at this part. But anyway, so she confided in me her casual friendship with Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump definitely seemed to have a thing for her, and she told me how she kept going. He kept going about how he liked her pert nipples. Donald Trump liked flicking and sucking her nipples until they were raw. One evening when we were showering together, she showed me her nipples. They looked incredibly painful as they were red and swollen, and I remember wincing when I looked at them. I also know that she had sexual relations with Trump at Epstein's mansion, New York mansion, at regular occasions, as I once met Jen for coffee. Okay. Now, Jen is one of two people. It's Jennifer Araoz. It's Araoz is how that's spelled, who was 15 at the time. Or Jenna Lisa Jones, who has complained about the redactions in here, so it's probably her. Complained about the redactions and said it was a bare minimum and a joke, these redactions. And she was 14 at the time. So that's Donald Trump having sex with either a 15-year-old or a 14-year-old. Trump's a pedophile. Is this absolute proof that he did these things? Of course not. But funny thing is, MAGA's out there saying that because there's pictures of Clinton, who I believe was probably involved in this stuff, although there doesn't seem to be any evidence suggesting that he did have sex with anybody, not like there is with Trump. There isn't any eyewitnesses saying that Clinton had sex with people. There's, in fact, eyewitnesses that have said that he hasn't, that he didn't. So, you can make up your own mind. But the funny thing is, MAGA, I like to call them Nazis because that's what they are. The Nazi Party of America. These people are out there saying that, oh yeah, obviously Clinton, obviously Clinton did because he's got pictures in there and whatnot. Well, the pictures don't really prove anything either, honestly. But see, they'll believe that because they don't like Clinton. I mean, I believe that he probably did. I mean, Clinton's a sleaze. We know that. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But so is Trump. I mean, Trump's admitted to walking in on naked 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds with his pageants and, getting to look at those good-looking girls. They have nice bodies. He's admitted to sexual assault. I grab him by the hoo-hoo. And, stuff like that. I mean, that's admitting to sexual assault. You know, I don't ask them, I just grab them by their genitals. I mean, if it doesn't get any more blatant than that, and we know he's an adjudicated rapist. The judge in the E. Jean Carroll case had determined that yes, Trump did rape her, and without a reasonable doubt in his mind. And no, that wasn't criminal court; it was civil court, but it's still pretty good evidence that he did. Uh, so, and I mean, Trump lost and then lost and lost in that civil case, trying to say that that was that she had defamed him when in fact it was absolutely true. So, anyway, so now we know for sure. I mean, they're redacting, or they are redacting these. It's been widely talked about by administration officials, by Republicans, that these are being redacted. They're trying to deny it. But why did they black out 500 pages, and why haven't they released them all yet? Especially when they're being this sloppy and actually having these released with the names in them. Um, they even have a Natalie in there. Okay, so they didn't put the last name, but you know, there were two women that we know of that were there and testified. So we know it's one of these two women who were both underage, one 15 and one 14. And we see the pictures of Donald or Epstein with that one disturbing picture with obviously a child in the picture. This is some pretty disturbing stuff. It's sad that the Democrats didn't release this when they were in office. Biden says that, or Kamala Harris says that Biden wouldn't release them because he didn't want to, you know, he didn't want to make it about politics. He wanted to win the election fair and square without having that out there. But I think that's fair and square. But you see the MAGA people on social media, they're making up names. They're making up these memes of lists of people that were associated with Epstein. I mean, Oprah Winfrey, nope. Biden, nope. Obama, no. Robert De Niro, no. None of these people, Rob Reiner, none of these people had associations with Epstein. But here's the interesting thing about these files that have come out. Something we all know, we've all seen real pictures of Donald Trump hanging out with Epstein. We know he wrote that letter. As much as he denies that's not his signature, that is definitely his signature. Experts have determined that it is. It's. I mean, all you have to do is look at it and go, okay, nobody signs their anything like that. And why would somebody forge something? You know, however many years old that was, that long ago when there was no reason to, you know, we didn't even know Trump was running for president back then. So you put all this stuff together, it doesn't take a genius to figure this out. So there's all these pictures out there, there's all these accusations, there's all these this other evidence like this birthday card and everything. But then all of a sudden they release these files and there's nothing about Donald Trump in them. A guy who was known to be best friends with Epstein, who was known to share women with him. I mean, here, this guy in this right here, this guy, whoever this is, he he's having sex with her. He's in the shower with her. I'm assuming it's a he or a she. I don't know. Maybe it's Maxwell. I don't know. But is in the shower with him just like a day after Trump had sex with her. These guys are sharing these women. I mean, first of all, that's just gross in itself. These are really twisted, sick people into orgies and stuff like that. I mean, if you're into orgies, hey, that's your business. But if you're doing it with 15 and 16-year-olds, man, there's something wrong with you. I gotta check something real quick, so I'm gonna put this on pause, and I'll be right back. Okay, that's why I just wanted to confirm something. I thought I was right, but I just wanted to confirm it because I didn't check because I already knew. But the one the one given this testimony is probably Sarah Ransom, who was actually studying in Edinburgh. As you see, she had come from Edinburgh because somebody was stalking her there. Um, and so that's probably who this is talking. So maybe she was, let's see the photo. Okay, yeah, I guess she was being stalked. So she's in the shower with him. I don't know. But anyway, so I don't know how old she was at the time. I guess I could look. I think she was probably underage as well. Well, let me check. All right, so she was 22 years old at the time. So I don't know. Maybe she should be in trouble too, because if she's showering with this gal, I mean, it doesn't mean they were having sex. I mean, they're both women, and who knows? I don't know. That's neither here nor there. It's these powerful men that I'm interested in, and I don't care if they're. Let's get to this picture. I don't care if they're Democrats or Republicans. Hey, you know what? Just leave this one on. I don't care if they're Democrats or Republicans. It doesn't matter to me. It's if you're a pedophile, if you're a rapist, if you're a criminal, I don't want you in office and I want you prosecuted. I want you investigated. If they can't find evidence, that's fine. But it's pretty clear that this DOJ, Pamela Bondi, is hiding stuff. She's covering. This woman is covering for a rapist and a pedophile. A woman who is, she's a woman and she's covering for a guy that's raped women and probably underage girls. I mean, that's astounding to me. I mean, what kind of woman does that? I mean, shouldn't women be sticking together and helping each other? I don't know what's wrong with all you MAGA women out there. It doesn't make any sense to me. And all you MAGA men, how do you support a pedophile? I mean, unless you're a pedophile yourself. I mean, why would you a guy who has not abused or raped women support them? There's just it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, is it that you pedophiles have to stick together? Is that what this is about? I mean, then you see, I don't know. It's just unbelievable to me. So anyway, this is disgusting. What's going on? Um, Fortunately, it looks like people are dropping out of the MAGA movement. Marjorie Taylor Greene did, which was a shocker to me. But I will say something about her. I don't agree with her in a lot of things. She believes a lot of conspiracies and whatnot. But I think she's a true believer. I think she's really basically honest in her beliefs. And she was told that, that he told her that he was going to release these files, and so she assumed he wasn't in them. And now she realizes that he probably is, because otherwise, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you release him? Especially if there's a bunch of Democrats in there, like you said. I mean, yeah, let's nail those suckers. And I'm saying that for sure. I mean, I if Bill Clinton, if there's further evidence that Bill Clinton or Bill Gates or any of these other men, Alan Dershowitz, or like I like to call him Alan Dershowitz, if these guys were at that island, they should all be investigated. If they were friends with Epstein and flying on his plane, they're in the logs. They need to be investigated. There's a bunch of people. There's a bunch of phony names out there, like I already mentioned. But let's go after them. Let's go after all of them. I do not want to let any of these guys go. These are powerful men that have taken advantage of women. I was tried to get involved and was donated a lot of money to a group called It's called Operation Underground Railroad, where they go and rescue. You've probably seen the movie. I forget the name of the movie now, but Unfortunately, the founder of it is a disgraced person because he too was a sexual predator. It turned out, not with underage women, but on his some of his missions, he tried to get women who were working with him undercover to have sex with him and stuff like that. I mean, then he's a married guy and all this, so he got kicked out of the organization. But I took a lot of their training classes and stuff, which you can do online. Um, and I used to pass out their information and things like that a lot. Um, these guys, one thing I learned is that the largest nation, or the largest, biggest destination for trafficked underage women, girls, is the United States of America. Sex slaves and trafficking in general, human trafficking in general, but the number one destination is America, the United States of America. So basically, there's this plethora of American men who are involved in having sex and trafficking underage girls. It's just it's really frightening. I mean, it's same with the drug trade. I mean, all the drugs come here. They don't, everybody, we were going to blame Venezuela and Mexico, but there would be no drug cartels if it wasn't for America's obsession with cocaine and some of these other heroin and some of these other drugs that are coming here. They're coming here to feed Americans. And I mean, that's bad enough. You want to do drugs, that's your business, Um, y- but the problem is, people are dying as a result of this nonsense. These drugs aren't coming from Venezuela, too, by the way. There is some cocaine that comes out of there, but they're a minor player. He talks about the deaths and the fentanyl deaths. Fentanyl doesn't come from Venezuela. The precursor chemicals come from China, and they go to Mexico, where they are made into fentanyl, and they are put into cocaine and other types of drugs to try to enhance them. And some of the people know what they're doing and put a small dose in, and some of them don't, and people OD. I don't think fentanyl, from what I know about it, is safe in any quantity because of the simple fact that um, you just never know. And my advice to any people out there that are of doing those kind of drugs, get a test kit. There are test kits available where you could test your drugs to make sure that they're good. So at the very least, take care of yourself in this respect. You're not taking care of yourself by doing cocaine, but take care of yourself. Make sure you don't die because you were snorting fentanyl instead of cocaine. Cocaine's bad enough, but get a test kit just for your own safety. So anyway, um, it it looks like the way some of these special elections are going, Democrats are just destroying Republicans. Uh, it's really clear that the at least the independents are off of Trump. A lot of MAGA are off of Trump. The true believers, he's down to 38% approval rating, which just means that 38% of the United States of America are stupid beyond repair. It's just that simple. I mean, if you at this point are still for Donald Trump, there is something seriously the matter with you. And then I know people come on, oh, you Democrats this, you Democrats that. I'm not a Democrat. I was a Republican for many, 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 many years. Fabulous. These are my delegate badges right here. And there's my picture of that was actually given to my grandfather by Joe Rosenthal, who was his neighbor. So anyway, these are my delegate badges when I was with the Sonoma County Republican Party and California Republican Party delegate many times over. Um, I was an elected Republican official, and I was a state delegate to the California GOP. Um, And then, of course, I've had people go, "Oh, well, of course, California. So even California Republicans are liberal." Yeah, no, they're not. They're still Republicans just because they live in California. I mean, go to Reading and then tell me that all of California is liberal. That's just it's nonsense. So anyway, I am a lot more liberal now. I have seen the light. I've been radicalized, so to speak, um, because I mean, yes and no, because I've always believed in helping people. I've always believed that we should have welfare programs and things like that. I've always believed in Social Security. I've paid into it and I want to collect it. I've always believed that we should do things to help people. I do want to see the people who are taking advantage of the system um, taken off. People that never worked for a living, that just, mooched off their mother, like an old high school mate of mine who just mooched off his mom all these years and then went on welfare. Never really contributed. He worked under the table so that he could do drugs and not have to take a drug test. So he's got jobs where somebody'd pay him under the table. So he never paid taxes. He never paid into Social Security or Medicare, and he's getting Social Security and Medicare and welfare. Those kind of people need to be gone after. Of course, now it won't matter to get him off because he's already mooching off another woman. There was this crazy gal that we went to high school with, and I've heard from a lot of people that there's some serious problems with her. Well, he's hooked up with her, and she's got a lot of money. And she takes care of him. So he goes on Facebook and brags about, "Oh, I have a rich girlfriend. I don't have to do it. Not a real man. But then he's one of these guys, he's really super violent, Trump supporter, and wants to kick everybody who's gay's ass and thinks he can kick everybody's ass. Always talks about high school football. He's still reliving high school football. You guys know the type because they've never had any other accomplishments in their life. And so they have to talk about the only easy for me to say, the only accomplishments they do have, like high school football. Kind of funny. Anyway, yeah, let's take them off there for sure. But otherwise, I've always been for these kind of things. I do believe in socialism. I am for having a fire department. I am for having police departments, even though I'm not a big fan of the police, because they do work for big business against the middle class and the poor, against the average person. Um, I'm pro union, always have been. My parents were union, and I was a union as well. And I always believed that collective bargaining was a great idea. And the Republicans used to be pro union. They also used to be pro abolition back when they were the Liberal Party. They are not the Liberal Party today. The Democrats are the Liberal Party. The Democrats used to be the Conservative Party. The Democrats used to be for small central government, and the Republicans were for big central government. Now it's the reverse. And that's why the South, which used to be Democrat, the ones that started the KKK and had slaves and Jim Crow laws, and which actually there were Jim Crow laws everywhere. Um, Funny how they were Democrats then, but are Republican now. But conservatives don't want to put two and two together. So-called conservatives, they're not, they don't want to put two and two together. They just say, "Oh no, the Democrats were the slave owners." Yeah, but the Democrats were the conservative party, and the Democrats were in the South. Now Republicans, they're obviously there's both parties everywhere, but the South is now heavily Republican. Just like back then it was heavily Democrat. Until why? Until when? Until Democrats started registering black people and being for civil rights. That's when the South switched because they're not. So that's the Republican Party for you. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about these Epstein files and how they're being redacted and how there's definitely Trump is definitely in them. And in those files, it says that he is having sex with underage women and multiple women, apparently, um, who were probably all underage. I don't know, because it seems like a lot of them were, and even pretty young. I mean, That picture with that leg in it with Epstein. Oh man, that looks like maybe a 12-year-old. I don't know. Maybe it was a 14-year-old. Still, it definitely wasn't a 20-year-old in that picture with the one with the croc hanging out, the croc shoe thing. So anyway, I think that's going to be it for today. I got to go to dinner with some folks for Christmas holidays celebration. And so I'm going to cut this off at 30 minutes. Looks like a little over 30 minutes. Anyway, Marxisms, peace. Please like and subscribe, and please share. And definitely get a hold of those documents and share them. They're all over the internet. You can find them. And let's push to have Bondi impeached for breaking the law. And let's help Dean Withers get back on track. And let's boycott TikTok. I don't post my videos on TikTok just because of who they are and what they're doing. There's just no point at this point. I mean, they'd ban me in a heartbeat. So I'm not going to even bother. Hopefully YouTube won't go that way. So far, so good though. Anyway, have a good, happy Hanukkah. It's Hanukkah right now. What's today's day 7. Tonight will be day 7 anyway. At sundown, and Merry Christmas and Kwanzaa and whatever you celebrate, Festivus, Festivus for the rest of us. So, but anyway, have a good holidays, Merry Christmas, all that stuff. Yeah, I don't have a problem saying Merry Christmas. I don't believe that Christ was born on Christmas, and he was probably born in more like June. But whatever, it's, they made that up, which was fine. They didn't know when he was born, so they hijacked solstice. So yeah, happy solstice, the old pagan holiday. So anyway, have a good one. Bye.